Oh my God, you gonna be okay?
Yep.
Number 9, Troy Fatima. And ladies and gentlemen,
The KNSI Sports Network, the North Risk Partners pregame show alongside Justin Ekstrom. I'm Barry Hine at New Tech Stadium, the inaugural season for the Tech High School Tigers' new football stadium. And they welcome in the Moorhead Spuds, who made the trip over in some inclement weather here at New Tech Stadium. A couple of minutes away from kickoff here. Thanks to Bitstream Productions for bringing us our streaming game of the week at KNSIRadio.com. So when we think about the Moorhead Spuds, Justin Ekstrom, what do we expect from them?
Well, I think normally they're a passing team. They like to pass. They like to pass the ball a lot more. They have a good quarterback, Trey Feeney. He's 97 of 131 passing for 1,224 yards and 10 touchdowns. They like to pass, but they do that option, that quick option, where he's got 50 carries, 295 yards, 9 touchdowns. I have the feeling like whichever quarterback takes care of the ball tonight is going to be the team that wins this game. Defenses have to be opportunistic, and Tech's defense has to start fast like we saw last week, and they got to take care of any mistake that the Moorhead Spuds do.
We've got to take a quick break for the Star Spangled Banner, and we'll be back with more of the Northwest Partners pregame here on the KNSI Sports Network. As we continue the Northwest Partners pregame and the countdown to kickoff here at New Tech Stadium. And kickoff, of course, brought to you by M&H Appliance as well. And we talked a little bit about the Spuds there before we did the national anthem. And for the Tech Tigers, they can beat you both ways. They can beat you through the air. They can beat you on the ground. They've got Nate Trevick, who's thrown for over 1,400 yards on the season and has 10 touchdowns. They've also got the two-headed monster rushing in Troy Fatima and Kedrick Oswara. Oswara 868 yards on the ground coming in, and Fatima 629 on the ground, 150 for Trevick as well. And then Fatima leads the receivers with 571 yards or through the air rather. Sam Oster has 354 yards receiving, and 165 for Kedrick Oswara, 150 for Chris Schmidt, and Isaiah Green has 133 through the air. Vinny Gallardi, 42 yards through the air on the season as well. So the Tech Tigers can beat a couple of different ways, but that doesn't necessarily translate into wins in high school football. If you find one thing you can do it well and just ride that, you can ride that all the way to a win.
What we saw last week is their defense start with a fury. Their defense held Alexandria team to 14 points in the first half. Alexandria high-powered offense, as we saw in the second half. But if the key to this game is 4 full quarters out of St. Cloud Tech, both offense and defense. 4 full quarters. I'm going to give you a little stat here quick, Barry. Scoring for Tech in the first quarter, they have only scored 14 points all season long in the first quarter.
Quick heads up to our studio, and we can bring it back to us whenever you'd like to back there. Gabe, back in the KNSI Sports Studio.
And conversely, they've given up 32 points in the first quarter. So if they can start fast on both sides of the ball and get into that two-headed monster, Oswara and Fedema, maybe they can get a much needed win tonight.
And a quickly to the M&H Appliance kickoff. Isaiah Green kicks it to the left side, and the deep back takes it across the 20, picks his way across the 25, and taken down near the 27-yard line. There is a flag on the play, and we're going to get a block in the back, 10 yards from the spot of the foul against the Spuds, and they'll take it back deeper into their own territory.
Pretty easy call, but not needed block in the back when it's way away from the play like that. Not a good start for the Spuds. Maybe Tech can capitalize on that defensively.
Lee Carfier, the return man. So the Spuds moved back now, and they're going to place the ball at about the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Spuds. From there, Trey Feeney brings out the troops for Moorhead, and that is where they'll get started here. First drive of the night from New Tech Stadium in St. Cloud. Feeney in the pistol. George 9-4 behind him, calling out the play, moving some pieces around. Got a receiver wide either side, hands it off to 9-4 right up the middle. 9-4 struggles through the first initial tackle attempt and gets out to the 20-yard line. A nice gain on first down there, brings up 2nd and a couple for the Spuds.
Nothing special, just attacking the middle of the Tech Tiger defense, and it looks like they just couldn't get him down to the ground.
He had some defenders with bodies on him right at the line of scrimmage. He was able to somehow squirt through that, pick up 8. 2nd and 2. Back to the pistol. Wide receiver to either side. Tight ends tight. Wing backs. And head off to 9-4 again. He's got a little bit of room and more yards after contact out to the 25. About 3 yards after the contact. That'll move the sticks. And the first down of the night by the Moorhead Spuds.
How are we supposed to know it's a first down when we don't have the crowd saying that it's a first down every time, Barry? However, are we going to get along without that from Alexandria crowd last night?
Never hear it again, it'll be too soon. That's for sure.
I think it won't be this season.
9-4 is again the back. And now he's to the side of Feeney. Feeney hands it off, left side to 9-4. Breaks a couple of tackles, spun down finally across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Gain of about 5 will bring up 2nd and 5 for Moorhead.
A little more of a running, just a straight running attack downhill than what we're used to hearing and seeing out of the Moorhead Spuds right away.
I want to say thanks to Clearwater Travel Plaza, where there's more in store for you. We are scoreless on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Just under 11 to play here, just underway. St. Cloud Tech as they host the Moorhead Spuds. Feeney in the pistol. 2 wing backs, 2 wide receivers, and a running back behind him. Hands it off to 9-4 again. He's gotten it on every play, right up the middle, and gets a couple of tough yards and then stood up and pushed back. Gain of a couple will bring up 3rd and about 2. Oh, a big 3rd down here on the first possession for the Spuds. The Tech Tigers will look to stiffen.
Doesn't look like they're doing anything special whatsoever, Barry. There's not a whole lot of motion, no pre-snap motion. They're just going right up the gut at the Tech Tiger defense, hitting right in the heart.
And they've gone with the same set on every play so far. Saying, hey, this is what we're going to do, stop it. Now they go with a different set. 1 wide to the left, 2 backs in the backfield, and a wing back. Hands it off again to 9-4. Plenty of room. He's across the 40, the 45, cuts it back across the 50, breaks the tackle, across the 45, the 40, across the 35, down to about the 32-yard line. Big gainer for the Moorhead Spuds. They get into Tech territory and have the momentum behind them.
Good seal blocks on the inside out of the Moorhead Spuds. There is no Tech Tigers within 5 yards of Ian Forth when he first got the ball.
So a 1st and 10, the ball now at the 32-yard line of the Tech Tigers. 2 backs again, 1 on either side of Feeney in the gun. Hands it off, right side, and running back across the 30, taken down at about the 27-yard line. And the running back there was number 28, Keenan Went.
27-yard line. Timeout, St. Cloud Tech.
So we've got a timeout on the field. Timeouts brought to you by McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. And the Moorhead Spuds have yet to throw one down the field at all. It's just been all runs right at the St. Cloud Tech Tigers defensive front.
Well, you figure with the guys, the twins, Brady and Blake Walthall, with their being their birthday, you try to get them the ball right away.
Birthday boys today.
Birthday boys, the wide receivers. Blake has 627 yards and 5 TDs on the year. And Brady, the other junior, he has 30 receptions for 345 yards and 3 touchdowns. So the broadcaster curse that I had going on, I was like, well, we're going to see a lot of passing right away. Well, then you see the inclement weather. Maybe they saw something out of the front of that Tech Tiger defense that they wanted to attack, and they are attacking it well already.
And the Twins already angry having to share a birthday and share presents.
Is that how
keep
that
the ball out of their
works?
hands for a while, and then it'll pay off later, right?
Oh, we can't take away your birthday, but we can take away the ball. I have a feeling they're going to try getting them involved here inside the 25-yard or 27-yard line or so. They're their go-to guys.
1st and 10 from the 27. Here comes the snap. In the gun. Feeney looks. Lefty goes to the right and just threw it up. Dangerous pass. The only one in the area was number 15, Lincoln Benson for the Tech Tigers. He reached his hand up, couldn't get a hand on it, but it'll be second rather than 15.
Third down and 5.
I'm not
Third
exactly.
and 5, excuse me. I was looking at the scoreboard, and they've got that up there. Should have looked for myself. 3rd and 5 coming up.
Not exactly a real safe pass there. I'm not sure what he was trying to do, a little fade towards the end zone or what was going on there, but that was did not get all of the ball when it left his hand.
Yeah, he just kind of got confused and threw it up, looked like. Dangerous. Lucky it wasn't picked off. Wide receiver wide either side, 2 wingbacks. And Went next to him. He hands off to Went, left side, cuts it up right behind his blocker, gets across the 20, the 15, finally ridden down inside the 10 at the 9-yard line.
The 9-yard line. It's 1st and goal, Moorhead.
There's just nothing special whatsoever about these runs out of the Moorhead Spuds. They are just attacking the middle of the Tech Tigers right now, and they have everybody sealed up. And there's every single run they've had, there's no player getting a hand on them whatsoever from Tech, and they just get a nice, easy 8, 10, 12 yards every time.
Gain of about 16 right there. 1st and goal from the 9. Went to the back behind Feeney. Now he steps to the right. Feeney goes into the gun. The snap, he hands it off to Went again, left side, cuts it up, hit, and drives forward after contact again, gets to about the 5. Gain of about 4 on the down. We'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 5.
Nothing special whatsoever. I don't know what Tech has to do to get a little. Maybe they got to start dialing up some run blitzes, start bringing some guys closer to line. Maybe now inside the 10-yard line. That's not exactly what you want to dial up, but something's got to happen. Some defenders got to make a play here. Got to keep them out of the end zone.
Bradshaw and Bryant Law Office seeking justice for the injured. Feeney in the backfield, a couple running backs with him, hands off again to Went, right side, lowers his shoulder, tried to get to the goal line, he stopped short at the 1, but it'll be 3rd and goal from there, a gain of about 4, as the Spuds just keep bringing it at the Tech Tigers.
There is nothing special about these runs whatsoever. This is just straight up the gut, maybe a little bit off to the left side, but these are just go meat and potatoes type of football right now, and the Spuds are really living up to their name right now.
So we're going to see if they get it in here on 3rd and goal from the, I guess they've got it on about the, they've got it at the 1. The marker's at the 2, I think. Hand off to Went again, and he's going to force his way over the goal line. Touchdown, Moorhead Spuds, a long sustained drive here on their first drive of the ball game, and they get up 6-zip. I want to say thanks to Shields. When it comes to gear and expert advice, they're right there with you and right there in St. Cloud in the Crossroads Mall.
If you see on the replay, it looks like his knee might have been down right before the goal line, but they're not going to call that back in high school football.
kick the extra point. The hold and the snap are both good, and the kick is good. Kick is good. Number 92, Caden Triggs, the extra point man. It is 7-0 Moorhead. We'll be back with the kickoff next. You're listening to and watching high school football on the KNSI Sports Network. Well, there was only one pass on that first drive. It was an ugly one, so the Spuds went back to the run, stayed with it all the way into the end zone. 7-0 Moorhead as they get set to kick it off. Triggs will tee it up on his own 40. And Fedema's going to be the deep man. It is windy here tonight. You see the sleeves on the players blowing around. Fedema on his own 15.
This is one of those where you want to get a good return out of Fedema here. Get your offense some good field position and see what he can do.
Shouldn't be able to kick it too deep here. We'll see what they do. A short, high kick, and the wind just killed it. It bounces at the 34, and the Spuds got it. It was not meant to be an onside kick, but nobody came up to catch the kick, and it just bounced off the turf right into a Spuds hands, and the Spuds get the ball back. The Tech Tigers offense will have to stay on the sideline.
That is absolute indecision out of your up men, and they're just not used to the ball coming near them, and they just, I don't know, that is just not being ready for the ball coming your way whatsoever, and that's nothing special whatsoever. That, when you're an up back, you want that to happen. You want to get that. We saw last week the up backs getting the ball all the time. You want to make as much as you possibly can because you're never going to touch the ball.
My
Here
chance
it
to
didn't
shine.
look like, yeah, it looked like none of them wanted anything to do with that ball.
We come up on 8 minutes to play here. Feeney back out there. Good field position. Hands off to Went. Bounces it outside. Breaks a tackle. Steps across the 30. Sidesteps another tackle. And drives forward with 5 defenders with contact and gets to about the 26-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. He is tough to bring down.
He doesn't quit either. That's what we've come to love about the Tech Tigers and their offense. If we ever see them, that their running backs just never go to the ground. We've seen that Ironforth and Went so far tonight as well.
That was Zach Hilbert, number 17. Snuck in there on me. Now number 28 is back out there. Keenan Went. He'll be to the right of Feeney. 2 wide receivers and 2 wingbacks. Hands it off to Went, left side. Lowers his shoulder, puts out the stiff arm, and bullies his way across the 25 to the 24. Gain of a couple. Will bring up 3rd and about 3.
Looked like if he would have bounced that out to the outside, if he would have got home with that stiff arm, he's housing that. Not sure what kind of speed he has, but he's got strong legs that keeps him driving every time, so you could have housed that.
We're inside 7.5 to play. I want to say thanks to All-Star Trophy and Awards. Make everyone feel like a champion. All-Star Trophy and Awards here in the first quarter. 7-zip on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Spuds with the lead and the ball after the inadvertent onside kick recovery. And off to Went, left side, cuts it up, jumps over a tackler on the field, gets the first down plus an extra yard. Gain of 4 on 3rd and 3. At the 20-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10 Spuds. They keep moving the ball.
If I'm John Benson and your Tech Tigers, I'm getting any big boy you can have. Getting on that line, stacking everything right now because they are just getting bullied. Absolutely manhandled right now.
Yeah, they need somebody with some tenacity at the defensive front to get in there and cause some havoc. Show the Spuds that they can't just keep doing this, because why would they stop if they keep having success?
No sense to go anywhere else right now. But what do we know?
2 running backs, 1 to either side of Feeney in the gun. And we're going to get a whistle. It's going to be a procedure penalty against the Spuds. It'll be 1st and 15. 6:24 on the clock in the first quarter. I want to say thanks to M&H Appliance, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Amana Appliances. Check them out at mndhappliance.com.
I think that was a false start on Christian Thingvold for the Spud offense. Left tackle, I believe. That's what was the call.
So 1st and 15, ball back on the 25. Feeney hands off to Went. Actually, again, that was number 17. Zach Hilber picks up a couple. Gain of about 2, 2nd and 13 coming up.
Yeah, if I'm the Tech Tigers, this is exactly what you didn't want to see happen. We saw the first quarter stats. They've only scored 14 points in the first quarter. They're not even going to get the ball until there's about 2 minutes left in that first quarter. That's not the way to start on offense when you don't even get to get the ball offensively. This is exactly what you didn't want to see if you're a Tiger.
And when it's cold like this, you're extra cold coming in off of the sideline. Pass to the right side is tipped away, and they're chasing it down like it was a fumble, but it's an incomplete pass. Jake Zielinski came in from the linebacker spot and got his hands up in the air and blocked the pass. So 3rd and long coming up. Tigers needed a play like that.
That was a first down saving play, just getting his hands up because the Spuds had the wide receiver wide open. If he doesn't get his hand up there, that's an easy completion.
Feeney with a couple of running backs again. Actually, it'll be one running back, and the wing back just was talking to him before he went to his wing back spot. Now we're going to get a timeout on the field taken by the Moorhead Spuds. All timeouts again brought to you by McKay's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. We've got 5:15 here to go in the first quarter. Tech Tigers have not had the ball yet on offense, and they're down 7-zip on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. They gave up the long first drive, and then the kickoff was a high, short kick. Nobody came up to catch it. It bounced off the turf, and the Spuds picked it up. Sort of an accidental onside kick, but they've got it back on their second possession, and they're 3rd and 13 coming up here. Ball on the 23, trying to keep the drive alive. 4-down territory certainly as well.
In games like this, it's the turnover battle. Like we were talking about it before the game, turnover battle. You got to win the turnover battle. Well, technically not really a turnover, an onside kick, kind of, but it's still a knucklehead play where you just it was something that was given to you and you just didn't take it. They could have had good field position at about the 30-yard line, 35-yard line, depends on how much of a return, and then in turn you go back out on defense.
We've got 32 degrees and an 18-mile-per-hour wind. Yeah, it's coming right at the Spuds here pretty much in this first quarter. It's in their face. They're back out there, 3rd and 13. Feeney in the gun. The snap, he looks to his left, looks to his right, goes for his man, has him at the 10, taken down. It's going to be close to a first down as Hunter Stolz is there to take him down. That's number 9, Blake Waltall, the 6', 158-pound junior. And they may have to bring in the sticks to measure this. And they're going to say he's short, 4th down. Not very much short, about a quarter or a third of a yard.
Needed 13, got about 12 3/4 of a foot the way it seems.
A 4th and very short ball just outside the 10-yard line. You got to get just inside the 10-yard line. Handoff to the running back right up the middle, sidesteps a tackler into the end zone. 10-yard touchdown run by number 28, Keenan Wendt, his second one of the ball game. Makes it 13-0 with 4:34 to go here in this first quarter. Tech has fallen down quickly.
You could drive a truck through those holes that the Moorhead Spuds are laying down for Wendt and Ironforth right now. Feeney, who is their 3rd leading rusher on the team, or 2nd leading rusher on the team, hasn't even had to run the ball himself. He just handed the ball off. This is well-sealed outside running, just smash mouth football.
On to kick the extra point to make it 14 rip with just over 4.5 to play here. Triggs. And the kick is going to be good. Just inside the left upright by Caden Triggs. And it is 14-0. Tech Tigers down, and they'll have their, hopefully, first offensive possession with the kickoff next. You're listening to and watching high school football on the KNSI Sports Network. TH, Walthall.
Yep.
Troy Fedema back deep for your
4:34 to play, 14-0 here in the first quarter. Moorhead leads over Tech. 2 possessions already for Moorhead, none for the Tech offense. They're about to get it kicked back to them by Caden Triggs.
Allow me to kick off.
Fedema's moved up to the 20. The up backs up at the 35. Kedrick Oswara on the near side. Here's a high, deeper kick, taken at about the 23 by Fedema, across the 20. 25-30, puts his head down across the 35, taken down across the 40 at about the 41. Nice return by Fedema, and the Tech Tigers will have decent field position to start on their first drive of the game.
Decent field position and the wind at their back if they felt like they needed to start passing a little bit, maybe get themselves back in this. But when you have 4:20 left in the first quarter and you're just getting your offense the ball, kind of feels like you're behind the 8 ball right away.
One thing, if you give up one really long possession and you're down 7-0, or 2 semi-long possessions and you're down 14-0, is way worse. Run up the middle to the 45-yard line. Gate of about 5 or 4. They're going to bring up 2nd and 6. We're inside 4 to go here. Want to say thanks to Kelman Reuter, attorneys who make a difference. Hand off to Oswara. And he lowers his shoulder. May have got about a half a yard. Bring up 3rd and about 5. 5.5. Didn't have much room there as the Spuds defense was ready. Want to say thanks to C&D Granite, home of the unlimited lifetime guarantee.
This is a big down here all of a sudden. You just had 2 touches right away, and all of a sudden you're in a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 5.5. With feels like the game on the line already.
Take the handoff. Trevick running out to his right on the play action. Gets it to Fedema, who's hit after the catch out of bounds. He caught it, but he's short of the first down by a couple of yards. That'll bring up 4th and about 2.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
4th down and 2, yep. So the ball on the 49. He got good forward progress spot. Maybe 4th and 2.
Good solid 2 to go too yet. It's just not going to be easy. It's not a small task, that's for sure, but Tech, they just got to keep backing away and see what they can make happen here.
Trevick, remember, can punt the ball. He's going to go under center, though. There's a snap. He loses it on the turf. He goes to get it, and they're not going to gain any yards. And I'm not even sure what the play call was, if it was just a quick snap to Trevick for a sneak, but they couldn't complete the snap. And it goes to the turf. Turnover on downs, back to the Moorhead Spuds, leading 14-0. And they've got 1st and 10 on the Tigers' 48. Want to say thanks to McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com.
You see on the replay, that snap was nowhere even close. Trevick couldn't even get his hands on it.
And he was under center, so I don't know how that happened.
It's like it hit him in the knee and it just went straight up in the air.
So the Spuds offense back out there quickly. Their 3rd possession already. Just over 2.5 to play here in the first quarter. Snap, handoff to Went, left side, cuts it up, contact again. He carries it forward to about the 43-yard line.
Isaiah Green on the tackle for your Tigers.
You're getting 6 yards every run, and it's just handing off from the belly of the beast, going straight up, straight uphill, straight downhill, however you want to say it. It's just, this is nothing cute. This is not cute football. Tech has to adjust, especially right here. They need somebody to put their helmet on that ball and create some kind of turnover.
North Risk Partners. Face risk head on. They are here to help. Visit northriskpartners.com. northriskpartners.com. Officially a 5-yard game. 2nd and 5 coming up. And off to Went again, left side. Hit, bounces off it, surges forward, gets the first down, plus an extra 3 yards. Needed 5 and got 8. Coming up on a minute and a half to go, and the Spuds threatening on their 3rd drive, already up 14-0 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
When your first defender is getting a hand on the ball carrier 4 or 5 yards away from when the ball carrier gets the ball, that's not ideal for a defensive line. I know Tech is a 3-4 defense. They're all about speed, but they got to think about adjusting here, getting 4th guy in line. It looks like they're bringing Isaiah Green up on a little more of a 4-3. Now a stacked box. This could be something now.
1st and 10 on the 35. Handoff right side this time to about the 31. A gain of about 4 that time for Went. 2nd and 6 on the way. Inside a minute to go here. It's been a pretty quick first quarter because the Spuds have had the ball most of the quarter and they've been running the ball nearly 100% of the time. They've got 1 pass in this game. It was an incompletion. Let's see if they change that up in the 2nd quarter with the wind more at their backs. In the gun is Feeney. To his left is Went. He hands it off. This time right side to Went. Finds some room. Lowers his shoulder. Taken down inside the 25 of the 24. Gain of about 7. That moves the sticks. Fresh set for the Spuds.
If you're wondering where the first quarter went, that's exactly where it went. It went to Went. It's just he's closing in on 80 yards rushing already in the first quarter.
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns, runs of 25, but otherwise it's been meat and potatoes, 5, 6, 7 yards, just methodic.
Well, 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. We've got a timeout on the field. Oh, no, we don't. They're just going to let the clock run out. We will take a timeout and be back with the 2nd quarter next as Tech trails at home to Moorhead 14-0. You're watching and listening to high school football on the KNSI Sports Network.
Your score at the end of the first quarter, Moorhead 14, Tech 0.
Thank you very much. The KNSI Sports Network. Gabe Anderson back in the KNSI Sports Studio bringing you updates as well. We're just about to start the 2nd quarter here. I want to say thanks to Clearwater Travel Plaza. So 1st and 10, the ball on the 24-yard line as they switch ends here in the 2nd quarter. The Spuds will be going right to left from our vantage point here. Hand off to Went, left side. Gets behind his blockers, just lowers his shoulder, and waits for something to open up and gets to about the 21-yard line. A gain of about 4 there. And about 3, we'll call it. So 2nd and 7 coming up.
Went's burst is so quick. He gets that ball, and he's in and out of the line of scrimmage before you can even think of him even trying to tackle him, the way it seems for the Tech Tigers. They're trying to stack the box, and they still can't even get a hand on the ball carrier until he gains about 3 or 4 yards.
He just kind of lowers behind his blockers as well, so you can't see him, so it's hard to even find him back there. It's Crafty. He's to the left of Feeney. There's the snap. They're going to throw. Looking to the right. Nothing there. And finally he's going to tuck it, get to about the 20. Gains about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. We'll bring up 3rd and about 6. Nice coverage downfield by the Tech Tigers. Feeney had nowhere to go with it. He just tucked it and tried to run. Picks up about a yard. We'll say thanks to the law office of Bradshaw and Bryant. So we're inside 11 to go here in the 1st quarter. Or in the 1st half, rather. Excuse me. We're in the 2nd quarter.
If Major Campbell doesn't make that tackle, he's getting 1st down, maybe even more out of that. Good play out of Major Campbell. The Tigers are just looking for any type of spark.
3rd and about 5. Handoff to Went, left side. He's around the edge. He cuts it up. He's got the first down. Hit, spun down at about the 11. That is a gain of about 8 yards on 3rd and about 5. So they move the sticks once again. They tried another pass and said, you know what's been working for us. Well, we do have a penalty on the offense, though. Hold up and see the flag. Laying at about the 20-yard line. That'll bring it back. And catch the call.
If I was seeing correctly, I believe it was a hold on one of the interior linemen.
There's a big break for the Tech Tigers. They'll bring it back to the 31-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and long. 3rd and about 17.
For Tech, if you're looking for any type of spark, right now is it. Dial up whatever you can, make something happen here, get the ball back offensively, and see what you can do. You definitely do not want to go down 3 scores in a game like this.
Feeney in the pistol, Went behind him, 4 wide. 3 to the far side on his right, 1 to the near sideline. Now we're going to get a whistle before the snap here again, a timeout by the Spuds. Before the snap, they didn't like what they saw. Head coach Kevin Feeney saying, hold on, son, let's talk this over. Timeouts brought to you by McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep Ram, Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. It's been a quick first half here so far, mostly because the Spuds have had the ball by far and away the majority of this first half, and they've run the ball every play except for 2.
It's just impressive type of football. It's a broadcaster curse in the long version this way, because I was like, this team likes to pass the ball. They have a couple of carriers that carry the ball. You know, we didn't even expect to see Went right away. He's not even on our stat sheet right away, and that's all they give it to the whole entire first quarter.
And they may have found something they didn't expect to find running the ball in the first quarter, because the wind was sort of in their faces. So they were like, well, we better try to run as best we can here, and they were running successfully. So even in the second quarter with the wind more at their backs, they realized that they don't have to throw the ball. They've been running it mostly here in the second quarter as well.
If you get a guy that can gain 80 yards in the first quarter, you may as well just keep giving him the ball.
And they go empty backfield now, 5 wide. A quick pass out in the flat. He's got his man at the 32. He's going to read his blocks. Feet taken out from under him back at the original line of scrimmage. Gain of about, looks like a gain of about 6 yards. We'll bring up 4th and 10.
Just a good tackle out of Fedema. It looks like all the frustration Ray hasn't been able to do on offense kind of took it out on that tackle right there.
It was Drew Hagan on the reception, the senior. So 4th and 10 coming up. Ball on the 25, 4-down territory for the Spuds as we tick inside 10 minutes to play. So 5 wide once again. Raffini as he looks to the sideline. His dad and the coaching staff. Trey Feeney in the gun, standing on his own 30. It's the snap. Rolls out to his right, sets up, throws, has his man who lowers his shoulder, gets the first down plus a yard, a gain of 11. Oh, they mark him short?
That's not a very good spot.
Like he had it.
On the tackle. That's a turnover on downs.
Oh, turnover on downs. The Tech Tigers get it. It looked like he had the first down. Maybe his knee hit before he landed with the ball. Looked like he had it by 1.5 yards or so from here.
Even looking on the replay, it looks like he's got the yard to gain. Yeah, I don't know about that spot.
Tech Tigers get it back, and they'll see if they can take advantage of it, trailing 14-0. It's a handoff up the middle. Couple of tough yards gained there by Fedema.
Troy Fedema on the carry.
2nd and 7 coming up as we're inside 9 to play.
Tell you what you can't do if you're Tech. You can't have any type of turnover, any type of mistake in this type of field position where you're at right now. You kind of got a gift there where Spuds didn't get that first down in red zone. Now you just got to take advantage of it. Take care of the ball.
I want to say thanks to Shields. And they're going to hand it off to Fedema. He's going to try to sweep around the right side. He spins away from a tackle and gets gang tackled at about the 20. And it's going to be a gain of about 2. We'll bring up 3rd and 5. Not much doing there, not much room. He tried to create some the best he could, was unable to really do so. I want to say thanks to M&H Appliance. We come up on 8 minutes to play.
Do you remember those quick passes that we saw at Tech to end the game last week against Alexandria? That's kind of something they're going to have to start doing, I think. I know you're against the wind. You got some issues here offensively right now, but I mean, I kind of want to start seeing that little urgency.
Hand off to Oswara, left side, tries to stiff arm a tackler, gets by him, then gets hit hard as he got to the 22. We'll bring up 4th and about 3. Got away from one tackler, but that set him up to get hit hard by the second wave. And that brings up a 4th down. The Tech Tigers will have to punt it away.
Nothing going whatsoever Tech's way right now. This is an important game, and you see that you can sense the urgency out of the Spuds. I'm not seeing out of Tech right now.
Wyatt Gunkel is playing deep safety. They're not going to send anybody back deep as he runs up near the line of scrimmage. It's a low, wobbly kick, bounces at about the 43 across the 45, and bounces dead at about the 48-yard line. Net gain punt of about 17 yards. And didn't want to get it up in the air with that wind blowing at him. So wanted to keep it low and get it to bounce as far as they could. Couldn't quite get it into Spud's territory. They'll have good field position here on this drive.
The thing you can run into on those types of low kicks are hitting your own linemen. You get so close, you're only within a couple feet over their helmet. And I know you want to do a sponsor read, so go ahead and do that right now.
No, it's fine. I was just waiting for you. I want to say thanks to All-Star Trophy and Awards. I was waiting patiently.
Oh, yeah, you were. You're sitting there going, come on. No, that's good.
Shut up so I can talk.
Yeah. Somebody turn his mic off.
Inside 7. Oh, you haven't been broadcasting all night.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
nobody's
right.
had the heart to tell you.
That's right.
Just kidding. Just kidding. We're inside 7 minutes to play. And it's 1st and 10 for the Moorhead Spuds. We've got a timeout on the field. Timeouts brought to you by McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep Ram, Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. Well, the Spuds with the ball back, wind behind them. And 1st down, starting the drive just inside Tech territory at the 48-yard line.
I would be completely surprised if we saw this ball have any air on it whatsoever. Hand it off. Just give it to Wynn. Give it. I mean, is Ironforth even playing tonight? I mean, he's your leading rusher on the year. So, I mean, maybe give Wentz a little bit of a breather or something. But right now, Tech's had the ball twice.
Yeah. And
in the entire first half.
You've got to look for somebody to make a play here to spark you. Get something that helps get the momentum swung back in your favor. The stop on 4th down on the last drive didn't do it, but you've got to come up with something that starts to swing the momentum here. Feeney. Hands off right side. The runner gets across the 45 down to about the 43-yard line. A gain of about 5 there. 2nd and 5 coming up. That was Zach Hilber again with the run. They're going to place it at the 44, so a gain of about 4. Bring up 2nd and 6. We come up on 6 minutes to play here in the first half. Want to say thanks to Kelm and Reuter, attorneys who make a difference.
2nd down and 6.
Feeney in the gun, looking to the sideline. Now calling out to his teammates. 2 wingbacks, 2 wide. And went to his right. Hands off, went to the left. Gets in some traffic, and I think he was stopped for no gain. Haven't said that much tonight so far. Nice job by the Tech defensive front. Stopping Keenan Went for no gain for, I believe, the first time tonight.
Yeah, he hasn't even had a gain of just 1 or 2 yards. The lowest before that was 3.
5.5 to play. Want to say thanks to C&D Granite.
The way Tech's not been moving the ball, I'd still be surprised if you pass this ball here. Just try to get as many yards, just hand it off, going 2 back set, and that's exactly what I expect to see happen.
You've got 1 wide and a wing back, 2 running backs with Feeney. And they try to go to the back, the receiver rather. They go to Walthall, the 40. He makes a tackler miss. He runs down inside the 35, taken down on the near sideline at about the 31. And that is a gain of about 13.
Yeah, but what do I know, right?
Yeah, that's why you're not calling plays.
That's why I'm not play calling.
That was Brady Walthall, one of the twins. So 1st and 10 at the 31 now, the Tech Tigers.
How you feeling about our third completed pass on the fine evening so far, Barry Hine?
And this first half has just flown by so far, as we're just inside 4.5 to go now. Handoff, left side, and it is Wendt who's got room. He's crossed the 30, down inside the 25 to the 23. Gain of about 8 yards will bring up 2nd and 2. He is just chewing up the yards as Wendt.
This kid is making a name for himself this game. This is his statement game. You always have games when you're a kid or whatever where you're like, yeah, that was my best game. So far, this is this kid's best game, and we're only in the first half with 4 minutes yet to go.
He's already up over 100, I would imagine.
He is dang close to 100 right now.
Yeah. We're inside 4 to play. The clock keeps ticking. Moorhead up 14-0 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard, threatening to score again here. Pass out right side, has his receiver Walthall inside the 20, down to about the 17. He caught it and took a hard hit. And he held on to it. It's a 1st down. Gain of about 7.
Phillips was looking, it looked like he was more paying attention to the receiver. If Phillips was paying attention, he might have had a chance to pick that off.
That's who made the hit, Devin Phillips.
That's what I believe I heard. It was number 10.
So it was a good hit. Just didn't jar the ball loose. 1st and 10, ball on the 17 of the Tech Tigers for the Moorhead Spuds. Feeney hands it off right side to Wendt, who's taken down for a loss on the play of about a yard. Got hit hard and taken down to the turf. Isaiah Green, who else? Need him to make a couple more of those plays. First loss of the night for Keenan Wendt. I want to say thanks to McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep Ram, Fiat. We're inside 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Also want to say thanks to Minnesota Truck Headquarters. The Spuds in no hurry here. The play clock at 25. Just run some clock and try to come up with another score and go to the halftime break with a big lead. Feeney in the gun, or rather a running back to either side. He's back to pass, looks left, goes into the end zone for Walthall, and he doesn't come down with a nice defensive play there by the corner. I'm waiting to see his number. It's good tight coverage. Devin Phillips was there. Again, got a hand up and made it hard for Walthall to come up with the grab. That was Brady Walthall again down the left hash. Tried to get it to him in the end zone. Can't do so. Nice defense by the Tech Tigers.
This is a good pass out of Trey Feeney, too. Nice tight spiral. Looked like it wasn't hindered whatsoever by the wind or the rain or snow, whatever we got going on out there. And exactly the spot where he wanted it to be, but just good coverage out of Phillips again.
Threw it where only his receiver could have come up with it. 3rd and 11. Feeney in the gun. 2 wide, 2 wing backs. Running back to his left. He's going to pass quickly out, and it's over the head of his intended receiver, Walthall. And it's going to be 4th and 11. 4 down territory, more than likely, unless they can kick a field goal from this range. But I don't believe they're going to try that. We're coming up on 2 minutes to play. Want to say thanks to Schultz Soft Water.
Looks like we're having a little bit of a clock issue right now. They have it running right now, even though that was a dead pass.
They were talking about the play clock. The play clock is having issues. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, the play clock, but the play clock was frozen and not moving, and then it started skipping several seconds at a time. So I'm not sure what's happening here.
I know that was the incomplete pass, so the ball we should have had just over 2 minutes left of the first quarter, or first half, I should say. Yeah. It's important little time that Tech Tigers can't afford to lose right now.
I want to say thanks to Murphy's Granite Carving. They put 2:04 up on the clock. They are going to kick the field goal. About a 35-yarder. Snap is good. Hold good. Kick almost blocked and gets it over the crossbar. And it is going to be 17-0. Caden Triggs kicks a 35-yard field goal. 1:59 to go here in the first half. Moorhead up 17-0 against Tech. We'll be back with a kickoff next. You're watching and listening to high school football on the KNSI Sports Network. Tech Tigers need to get some momentum here on offense. Once they get this ball back, we'll see what they can come up with. Troy Fedema deep on his own 10-yard line. Oswara, one of the upbacks, standing on the 25, and Vinny Gallardi, the other upback, on the near side at the 25. And the ball falls off the tee. Triggs will have to re-tee it up after kicking that 35-yard field goal. Gonna be amped up. See if he kicks this one deeper. And it falls off the tee again. And the one of the bullet men on the far sideline was about 30 yards downfield, has to come back.
Got to get anything going out of Tech here, out of this drive. And, oh, yeah, guess what? You got to battle the wind right now, too.
Here comes the kick. A deep kick. Fedema chases it down at the 6, right side. Going up the right seam, cuts it in, cuts it back out. He's got a little bit of room. Tried to bust out of a tackle, tripped up at the 34-yard line. Nice return for Troy Fedema. The Tigers will have some quick work to do here before halftime, trailing 17-0 with 1:51 to go. Want to say thanks to Premier Real Estate Services. Well, 1st and 10, ball on the tip of the ball. They're going to put at the 35. Tigers on the right hash. Trevick in the gun. 4 wide. Rolls out to his left. Sets up. Throws it to the far sideline and just threw it out of bounds as he took a hit. As he threw it. There on the hit for the Spuds. Number 87, Houston Hall. Good football name. 6'3", 225-pound senior. Number 87 got a hit on Trevick as he let it go. Want to say thanks to North Risk Partners, fine sponsor of Friday Night Lights here on the KNSI Sports Network. Trevick back to the gun, hands it off. Oswara right up the middle, hit. Taken down at the 38. Gain of just 3 yards will bring up 3rd and 7. As the clock keeps ticking, we're at 1.5 minutes to play here in half number 1.
See Isaiah Green out wide.
Trevick tried to throw it to Isaiah Green. It's tipped as getting into the backfield for the Moorhead Spuds was number 19. That is Thomas Myers.
With the tip, the line is finished. It's 4th down.
Well, 4th and 7 coming up.
Just nothing going offensively for Tech right now. They cannot get any semblance of it. They just can't get any momentum whatsoever. That's only your 3rd time touching the ball. And that's only your 8th play from scrimmage, 9th play from scrimmage. Just
Ulster on to punt. And the Spuds don't feel like putting anybody back deep again. And here comes the kick. It's a low, wobbly kick. Bounces at about 35. And rolls to about the 30.5-yard line for the Spuds with 52.3 seconds on the clock here in the first half. We'll have a Shields halftime report for you coming up here at halftime. And about 52.3 ticks of the game clock here from New Tech Stadium. The Tech Tigers have just not been able to get much going at all here so far in the first half. See what they can talk about at halftime, maybe make some adjustments and come out and get back in this thing in the second half.
If anything you can hang your hat on, it's only 17-point deficit right now. It feels way worse.
Yeah, you're right. Could be worse. So Feeney back out there in the gun. And we're going to get a whistle. And I believe a procedure penalty against the Spuds. We'll await the official call here. The official's communicating. Here comes the call. Oh, they had started the clock already. It was 52.3, but who's counting, I guess?
Well, apparently you are, Barry.
What's 0.6 seconds, give or take?
The way this is going, that could mean another 4 or 5 yards out of wind.
We do have a good crowd here for a cold night here in St. Cloud.
Took them a little while to pile in, but now they're here.
Didn't want to be here early, that's for sure. And who could blame them? A little ugly out there. Feeney, quick pass out to his right, has it to Walthall, and he gets out of bounds quickly. That was number 9, Blake Walthall. His first catch. Ball at about the 37.
37-yard line.
Nothing pretty, just a quick out. Straight to him, nice pitch and catch. Get something going, take more time off the clock.
So second and about 4 coming up here. 47 seconds on the clock. As it stopped because he went out of bounds. Feeney back in the gun here. And we're going to get
more clock issues.
Yeah, the play clock is back up to 25.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, but that's 3
put
straight plays where we're having issues with the play clock.
I don't know why they put 2 seconds back on either, but here we go. Second and about 5.
High school goes too fast anyway.
Back to pass. Feeney steps up, flushed out, rolls to his right, throws against his body, and it's incomplete. Nobody home as it bounces across midfield. It'll bring up it'll bring up a third and about 4.
Fed him asking for an intentional grounding, but he had a player within the vicinity somewhat.
Wasn't anywhere close to being complete, but there was a receiver behind the pass.
37-yard line, it's third down.
It's all about intent at this level, I think.
I missed it by about 5 yards, but he was in the area,
he
general
was intending
vicinity.
to throw it to him.
Well, third and 4 coming up. 5 wide for Feeney, with an empty backfield. Quick pass out to the right. He has it to Walthall, who has the first down, and then knocked backward. But they'll have a fresh set. And the clock should stop as they reset the chains, and it is not stopping. They may have to put some more time back on the clock. Or did they say he was short? They haven't moved the chains yet. There we go. Now it's first down. They've got to move the chains. And they're going to probably have to put about 7 seconds back up on the clock.
Didn't expect to be talking about the play clock.
And they put about 13 seconds back up.
In a first half like this, where it's just been, seems like the Spuds have been doing nothing but running down their throat, probably 13 seconds might feel like an eternity to the Tech Tiger defense.
Clock operator's warm. Why are they so eager to let the clock run? Now it's running, 35, counting. Feeney steps up, throws over the middle, and it's over the head of everybody. Intended receiver there was number 13, Drew Hagan. And we'll bring up second and long. 29.1 seconds to go here in the first half. 17 zip. Moorhead on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard from New Tech High School Tiger Stadium.
That's a dangerous place for that pass down the middle, because when the Tech Tigers are looking for any type of spark whatsoever, anybody They had 3-4 Tech Tigers right there.
Yeah, pick six would certainly be a spark right before halftime. That's a certainty.
Even just getting the ball would be nice.
So 2nd and 10. Feeney quickly out right side, has it to Walthall. That is Brady, number 8. Gain of about 4. Out to the 45-yard line. He's quickly out of bounds. Clock stopped at 25.1 seconds. 3rd and 6 coming up.
They're looking deep. They're trying to bait him with a couple double moves on one side and trying to get the home run ball here. I wouldn't be surprised if they try one deep on one of these next couple plays, especially if they get a first down here.
3rd and 6. That's how many they need to get. 25.1 seconds on the clock. Empty backfield. Feeney quickly out to the near side. This is Blake Walthall, and it's over his head, out of his reach. Incomplete. 4th and 6.
Pass is intended for Blake Walthall.
I just want to punt it away and go to halftime.
Well,
He had his guy.
They are going to bring the punt team on. Yeah, he did. And gets it a few more yards, just enough for the first down and out of bounds, then you're kind of in business. You could throw it downfield a few times before halftime. But incomplete, and they'll have to punt it back to the Tigers. Kedrick Oswara is the deep man, standing on his own 30. Punter, Caden Triggs.
Triggs to punt.
On his own 34-yard line. Oswara deciding whether or not he wants to run up and play defense in case there's a fake or stay back. Looks like he's going to stay back. He's back on the 25 now. Triggs with the wind at his back. And gets a high end-over-end punt up high into the air. Bounces at the 29, across the 25, across the 20, and rolls dead at about the 14-yard line. About a 46-yard punt ends up being after the nice bounce for the Spuds. 10.3 on the clock here in the first half. Tech out there with just over 10 seconds to play, trailing 17-0 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Again, the Shields halftime report will come up at halftime here. We'll talk a little bit about what we've seen in this first half and what the Tech Tigers will look to do in half number 2, trailing by 3 scores.
It looks like they're not just going to go into halftime. They're going to try to do something here. I thought maybe they were just going to kneel it out, lick their wounds, and go into the locker room. But
they're going to try to make me look stupid by saying they're down 3 scores at halftime. See if they can do it. There's the snap to Trevick. No, he is going to just kneel it down. It didn't look like a kneel down set, but they did. Kneeled it down, and the clock is now stopped with 7.8 seconds to go. Could we get a timeout? No, they just stopped the clock and now put 10.3 back up, but it's halftime. Promise? It is.
Promise this time?
Halftime. It just hasn't run to 0 yet. Now they're running it. All right. Shields halftime report, and you'll hear that next. What do the Tech Tigers need to figure out at halftime to come out and play better in the second half, trailing by 3 scores, 17-0 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Shields halftime report starts next. You're watching and listening to high school football on the KNSI Sports Network.
Sports journalist for the St. Cloud Times. Tom began working at St. Cloud Times in the spring of 1982, and except for a period from 1994 to 1997, has been covering area sports ever since. Tom has got to know many Tech coaches and athletes over the years, and says he enjoys the challenge of writing stories well enough so that people remember them. Tom has been the author of many great articles about Tech athletes and contestants, and has received many awards in recognition of his outstanding coverage of high school athletics, including Minnesota State High School League Distinguished Media Awards in 2019. Shelly Fruit, Activities Assistant. Shelly is a 1984 graduate of Tech High School. Shortly after graduation, Shelly returned to Tech and served as Activities Assistant for 6 years. Besides doing a great job professionally, Shelly was noted for having a wonderful relationship with students, who often spent time in the activities office where they were warmly welcomed by Shelly. Shelly says that what she misses most since leaving her position is the interaction with students, and she says that's what it's all about. Patty Enwood, Activities Assistant. Patty is a 1977 Tech grad who began working for Tech High School through the co-op program while she was still a student. She did such a good job that right after graduating from Tech, Patty was hired to work in the office. She became the Activities Assistant in July of 1979 and served for 12 years until 1991. One of Patty's fondest memories is the song related to the beginning of girls' high school athletics during the 1970s. She said she found it rewarding to see kids involved in sports and to run into them years later and have them remember her. And now for our Hall of Fame inductees. Tech High School, founded in 1917, is well known for its great athletic and activities tradition. In 1986, we decided it was time to begin to recognize the contributions and achievements of the individuals that have helped develop Tiger Pride. Through the formation of the Tech Hall of Fame, our community and school have been able to begin to accomplish this goal. Recognizing outstanding alumni not only gives us the opportunity to pay tribute to those who helped establish our tradition, but also gives our current students a knowledge of our school's outstanding history and a challenge to continue our tradition. Today, October 10th, 2019, is our 8th induction into Tech Hall of Fame. Sean Bresnahan, 1983. Sean earned 7 letters in his Tech athletic career, including 4 in tennis and 2 in football. Sean was a captain, quarterback, and two-way starter on the 8-1 1982 Tech football team. Sean was an outstanding tennis player for the Tigers. In addition to playing on Tech State Tournament basketball team, Sean was a key member of the two-time Tech Boys Tennis State Champion team and was a state individual doubles champion. Mark Dingman. Mark was a 3-sport star athlete, football, basketball, and baseball. Mark's 1997 football team won a conference championship and played in the state football tournament. In basketball, Mark was a leading scorer his junior year and a captain both his junior and senior years. He's a 3-time letter winner and 3-year starter catcher in baseball, where his team participated in a state baseball tournament his senior year. Megan Foley, 2006. Megan was a 3-sport athlete at Tech, competing in volleyball, basketball, and softball. She served as captain in both volleyball and basketball. Megan earned all conference honors in basketball. She still holds Tech's basketball rebound record. She was a nominee of Minnesota Miss Basketball. Dan Franti, 1979. While at Tech, Dan Franti led her twice in football, 3 times in hockey, and 3 times in track. He was a 5-time all-conference athlete. In track, he was a region champion in the 400 meters and sprint medley, and was Tech's record holder in the 400-meter dash. He adds a WCCO Radio All-Star All-State Team selection in football and was Tech's male honor athlete his senior year. Steve Halvenstra, 1972 coach. As a Tech athlete, Steve led it in baseball and basketball, where he was a St. Cloud Times All-Metro selection his senior year. He became Tech's sophomore basketball coach in 1975 and continued to serve as a basketball coach until 2000. As a 9th grade coach, Steve's team won 47 straight games. Steve served as Tech's head basketball coach from 1996 to 2000 and still serves as an assistant basketball coach at the College of St. Benedict. Ron Kaiser, coach. Ron was an elementary school teacher and coach at Tech. He was an assistant Tech football coach from 1984 until 1996 when he became the head football coach. Ron was the head coach from 1996 to 2005. He was named the Central Lake Conference Football Coach of the Year in 1998 and 2000 and Section Coach of the Year in 1998. Ron also coached Tech track and field and prepared many of his athletes for state competition. Ron believed in creating championship people even more than simple championship athletes. Lydia Tabaka, 1990. Lydia was a 3-sport star at Tech, playing soccer, basketball, and track and field. In soccer, Lydia was the leading scorer from 1987 to 1990 and was team MVP in 1989. She was all-conference basketball player and was captain of both her soccer and track teams. She broke the school records in the 300-meter hurdle in 1989 and was named All-State in the 100-meter hurdle. In 1994, Lydia was named NCAA All-American in track. Carol Langeroo, 1981. While at Tech, Carol competed in swimming and diving and gymnastics. She lettered all 4 years in diving and was a state meet participant all 4 years. She was the captain of the team and was named to the All-Conference and All-State team. Carol also lettered in gymnastics 4 times and participated in the state meet her junior and senior years. She is currently the Tech Gymnastics Hall of Fame. Carol continued her diving at the University of Minnesota, where she was a full-year letter winner and competed in the Big Ten diving meet her junior and senior years. Elise Post Willoughby, 2009. Well known for BMX racing in the 2012 and 2016 Olympics, where she won a silver medal. Elise also was a star athlete in gymnastics and field while at Tech. In track and field, Elise participated in the state meet all 5 years she competed and held school records in the 4x100, 4x400, and the 200-meter dash, triple jump, and pole vault. In gymnastics, she was the state individual vault champion 3 times. She held CLC All-Conference honors 12 times while at Tech and set school records for Tech gymnastics in uneven bars, beam, vault, floor, and all-around. Elise continues her career in BMX, where she is training for her 3rd Olympics and holds many BMX records. Dave Stearns, 1967. While at Tech, Dave earned 10 letters, 3 in football, 3 in basketball, and 4 in tennis. He played #1 singles on the Tech tennis team for 4 years and was the captain on both tennis and basketball his senior year. Dave won multiple Athletes of the Week, district, and regional awards in basketball and tennis. After graduation, Dave earned a full athletic scholarship to the University of Minnesota, where he was a 4-year letter winner in tennis. Dave has continued his connection to tennis as the boys' tennis coach at Minnetonka for 32 years, and the head girls' tennis coach for 26 years. Katrina Steffes, 1991. Katrina was a 3-sport athlete at Tech, participating in cross-country, basketball, and track and field. She won 5 letters in cross-country, 2 in basketball, 4 in track and field. She served as captain in all 3 sports. In track, Trina was an all-conference athlete all 4 of her high school years and was voted team MVP all 4 years as well. She set school records in the 1600, 800, and 4x400 relay. She was the state individual champion in the 1600-meter run and placed 2nd in the 800-meter run and 4th in the 4x100. Trina went on the run, cross-country, and track at North Dakota State University, where she was named an All-American. Colin Stonigal, 2008. Colin was a standout 3-sport athlete at Tech. In football, his team was a second champion and state semifinalist in 2006 and was a 2005-2007 CLC championship team. He was a 2-time All-Conference athlete in football and a Mr. Football Minnesota nominee. Colin also was an All-Conference performer for the 2008 Tech basketball team, and his team won the CLC championship. He went on to play both football and baseball at the University of Minnesota Duluth, where he won awards in both sports and was a National Football Foundation Hampshire Honor Society inductee in 2012. Nick Steelman, 2000. They competed in football and basketball while at Tech. He was a 2-time letter winner in basketball and a 3-time letter winner in football, where he played multiple positions. He was named to the All-Conference, All-Section, and All-Area football teams, as well as Academic All-State. Nick continued playing football at St. John's, where he played cornerback, wide receiver, and kicker, and was a member of the 2003 Division III National Championship team. Dwayne Thompson, 1974. Dwayne lettered 3 times in football and basketball and twice in track while at Tech. He was a team captain of the basketball team both his junior and senior years. After graduation, Dwayne continued his education at Gustavus Adolphus, where he played basketball, and was a captain his senior year, and was named to the All-NIAC team. Dwayne currently is a licensed psychologist. Donna Schultz-Walters, coach. Donna was Tech's first gymnast, serving from 1974 until 1980 at the beginning of the high school competitive athletics for girls. She also became the first girls interscholastic swim coach in 1974. Her work was instrumental in the development of both Tech programs. Donna led the Tech girls swim and gymnastics teams to several district and CLC championships during the early years of girls athletics while she worked as a physical education teacher. Nancy Yurka Goldmeyer, 1986. Nancy was a multi-sport athlete who lettered 3 years in both soccer and basketball and 4 years in softball and basketball. In basketball, she was named to the All-Conference team and was an honorable mention All-State team selection, and was a key member of the 1986 Tech girls basketball team, which finished the regular season undefeated. In softball, Nancy participated in the 1983 Tech team that played in the state softball tournament. Nancy continued her athletic career at Moorhead State University, playing both basketball and softball. She still holds the record for career steals with 193 for women's basketball at MSU. Fans, year 2019, special recognition and Tech Athletics Hall of Fame induction.
Oh, no. I said that from right away.
Pearson, 2.
That's a boy.
The Shields halftime report along with Justin Ekstrom in the press box here at New Tech High School Tiger Stadium. I'm Barry Hine. We appreciate you joining us. Wanted to say thank you to our camera people tonight as well. They're out there braving the elements and bravely doing that as well. It's very cold out here tonight. So thanks to Troy Zenzen and Donna Lummel for running the cameras tonight. Appreciate them very much. Thanks for waving and thanks for putting that finger up, Troy. I appreciate that. That's a good one. One of the good ones. Appreciate that.
He was calling you number one.
I appreciate that. It's a good one. And
I wonder if he wants these extra gloves.
Thanks to Brian Lummel as well and the Bitstream Productions crew. Appreciate them for bringing you the streaming game of the week at KNSIRadio.com. You can watch the video along with the audio. Let's take a quick look at stats before we get the second half started here. Justin.
The big one is, for the most part, all we really need to know about is Mr. Wendt from Moorhead. 21 carries, 130 yards, 2 scores. He basically had the ball the entire first half. And we were talking about it in the pregame, how the Spuds kind of like to throw the ball. They attempted 6 passes. Completed 4 of them.
Quick update for our studio, radio studio. Gabe Anderson, you can bring it back to us here any moment. We're about to kick it off here as we finish up the Shields halftime report, and that's really all you need to know for the stats in that first half. Is that right, Justin?
Well, I mean, if you want to know, Troy Fedema had 1 catch for 4 yards and 2 carries for a total of 5 yards. And Suara had 4 carries for 11 yards. That's not exactly what Tech wants, so I kind of like to keep that on the down low, want to make it positive, but now they can turn the narrative right now. They need to get something going in the second half. I'm not sure how they go about doing it going against the wind here, but we'll see.
Deep kick to the right, and it's going to go out of bounds just before it gets to the pylon in the end zone, as that was Saif Alawi with a deep kick to the right, out of bounds. The Tech Tigers will have decent field position as we start this third quarter here. They trail 17-0 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Again, we appreciate you joining us for Friday Night Football here, Friday Night Lights on the KNSI Sports Network. I'd like to say thank you to Clearwater Travel Plaza, where there is more in store for you. So a half of football left. Tech Tigers, their work cut out for them, trailing by 17.
Gotta say congratulations to the Hall of Fame inductees for St. Cloud Tech. Brand new school. They did a brand new wing. St. Cloud Times' Tom Elliott was one of them down there.
Well deserved.
Well deserved.
Good reporter, good guy. The snap is past Trevick. It's on the turf. And Fedema chases it down and picks it up. He runs back to about the 30. It'll be a loss of 5. Could have been worse. Not sure if that was supposed to be a direct snap to Fedema or what happened. But Fedema chases it down and gets a few yards back, but it's a loss of 5. 2nd and 15 coming up.
Not exactly how you want to start. You want to start with some fireworks here, but then that happens.
Jet sweep to Hunter Stolz. He's got a little room right up the gut, back to the original line of scrimmage, plus maybe a half a yard. 3rd and about 10 coming up here. I want to say thanks to Bradshaw and Bryant Law Office, seeking justice for the injured. Quickly to the line, the Tech Tigers, 3rd and 10. Trevick in the gun. Now the jet sweep the other way. Gets it to Kendrico Suara. Stopped for a loss of a yard. It'll be 4th and 11. So the Tech Tigers try to go quick offense, catching the Spuds napping. Start the third quarter. They're unable to do so, and they'll have to punt it away quickly. A 3 and out on their first drive.
You can say Tech has been kind of inept on offense, but that is not just their own fault. This Moorhead Spuds defense has been swarming, tackling. They've been everywhere that the Tech Tigers kind of want to go. They're doing the exact opposite of what Tech Tigers defense has been doing against the run game.
Coming up on 10 and a half to go here in the third. Oster on to punt. Nobody deep. It's a low, wobbly kick. Pretty deep, though. Bounces at about the 39 and out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. About a 33-yard punt. The Spuds have had far better field position to start drives tonight than that. So Tech Tigers can take some comfort in that, and hopefully they'll come away with a 3 and out and get the ball back. I want to say thanks to Shields. When it comes to gear and expert advice, they're right there with you and right here in St. Cloud in the Crossroads Mall.
I can't imagine the Spuds changing up their offense unless Tech decides to stop them.
We'll see. Again, they've got that win at their back. We'll see. Sometimes when you've got a 3-score lead, you try to put that dagger in early.
Reinvent yourself on offense for a little bit.
Go deep and try to demoralize them. They do hand it off, and Zach Hilber is hit early and taken down for a loss. Isaiah Green there on a big hit. That's a loss of a couple.
A little bit of frustration out of that tackle. Isaiah Green just kind of whips him down to the ground. Just good, solid tackle. Need a little more of that now.
Tip of the ball at the 32, a loss of 1, they're calling it. 2nd and 11 coming up, and the frustration would be understood. Things have not gone the way of the Tech Tigers tonight.
That is his 13th tackle for a loss this season now. Still having a solid senior season.
He is a manimal, for sure. 2nd and 11, handoff right side. That is Went. See where they give him forward progress, back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 11 upcoming. Got driven back deep. Tech Tigers defense looks strapped up and ready to go here for the second half. Looks like they're flying to the ball and getting amped up.
It's good to see a little bit of fire coming out of them, because the last thing they could do was lay an egg in this second half. They need the fire like they got. You look towards your best player on defense. They have a bunch of guys that can swarm around, but you want to see that out of Isaiah Green, just like he did. And now everyone else is kind of, hey, you know what? Senior's showing us what to do. Let's go do it.
All-Star Trophy and awards. Make everyone feel like a champion. All-Star Trophy and awards. 3rd and 11 coming up. Feeney calling out the play as he gets it from the sideline. Went to his right. He hands it off to Rent left side. Tried to bounce it out, bounces off the tackle, runs into another host of tacklers for a loss of another 1.5 yards. It'll be 4th and long, and the Spuds will have to punt it after 3 and out.
If you ever wanted to get any type of spark offensively just from your defense, that's exactly what the Tech Tigers provided right there. Hopefully the offense can kind of do the exact same thing. Maybe get into that quick passing game. I know it's against the wind, but you got to get something. Obviously, running the ball is not working right now. You got to try something. Sometimes maybe it's one of those where you pass the ball to get a little more open run game. I don't know. I want to see Isaiah Green out wide. I want to see quick hits. Let's get something going.
Well, see, they will get the ball back. Oswara on his own 40. Triggs on his own 18. There's the snap to his right. Has to go get it. Does get it. A high end-over-end kick. Got it up in the wind, and it's going to work in his favor. Bounces at the 45 and across the 40. And we'll roll dead at about the 36-yard line. About a 38-yard punt. And it was about 15 yards of it was bouncing on the turf.
A couple dangerous little bounces. I saw a few spuds on a little bit of a campfire. All it would have taken was one little weird bounce to hit one of those guys in the back of the helmet or something, and then Tech would be able to do whatever they want with it.
They get the ball back, and a score would make it look a lot better. They're down 17-0 right now on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. You get on the board, and all of a sudden, looks like, hey, we can win this game, guys. I want to say thanks to M&H Appliance, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Amana, and Maytag Appliances. Check them out at mnhappliance.com. Trevick right up the gut off of the snap. Gets hit, powers forward to about the 40. Gain of about 4. 2nd and 6 on the way. I'll say thanks to Kelm and Reuter, attorneys who make a difference. Quickly back to the line, the Tech Tigers, 2nd and 6. Fake that pitch left, and it's a jet sweep to Oswara. He sheds a tackle, he reverses field across the 35, the 40, plenty of room on the far sideline across midfield, 45-40, and goes out of bounds on the far sideline. We'll see where they spot him. They're going to put him at about the 35. A 25-yard run, biggest play of the night for the Tech Tigers, and we'll see if that gets them rolling. Crowd's starting to get into it.
Got to hurry up, get to the line, keep doing the same thing. Run the same play, but go to the other option that you had before. Little play clock issues again.
Hey guys, we've had it with the play clock. Just turn it off.
Just shut it off.
Quit trying.
If there's ever a frustrated referee, we just heard it right there. Just shut it off.
Yep.
Just stop it.
We don't want any more.
I think he was calling you. I think he was looking right at you, Barry.
My fault? Did I do something? Generally it is. Fedema picks up a couple of tough yards right up the gut. 2nd and I believe 7 coming up here. And the Tech Tigers starting to get their offense moving here. As Kedrick Oswara reverses field on the jet sweep, comes up with a 25-yard gain. Now, looks like Trevick. I'm not sure if that was a busted play or if that's what they meant to do, but he's going to be stopped for no gain. Now they're going to give him about a half a yard. 3rd, 7, 6.5.
Looks like he didn't quite get the handle on it, whether he was going to try to pass it quick or pitch it out. He just did all he could.
Going to pass it here, goes out to the left side, has his man. I believe that was Chris Schmidt. He's going to say Oster, and then I realized that couldn't have been him. He's over here on the near sideline. So Chris Schmidt catches the ball, and he's short of the first down by about a yard. We're going to call it 4th and 2.
It's only the 3rd complete pass out of the Tigers tonight.
We're closer to 4th and 1. Trevick right up the gut, powers his way, got hit about right at the line to gain, rather, and forces his way over the 25-yard line. A gain of about 3 there. Moves the sticks. 1st and 10 Tech. Threatening to score. Ball on the 23. There's the snap. Trevick looks to pass. Goes left. Deep into the end zone. And it is dropped. It was a tough one to catch. Isaiah Green was the intended receiver.
2nd down.
Looked like it was a tough one to catch down the far sideline in the end zone. It looks like it was just outside of his reach.
It was actually a good ball against the wind with the snow coming down fairly heavily right now. It's a good tight spiral, just couldn't quite connect.
Trevick threw it with confidence. Hands off to Oswara. Right side, around the tackler. Try to bounce around the end. He gets around the 25, across the 20. That's Fedema. Rather, he's inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line, a gain of 10. And he'll be really close to a 1st down. We'll see what they say after the spot. They gave it to him. 1st down, Tech.
It was a pretty generous spot, but I thought he got it. Not as easily as they marked it, but
1st and 10 on the 13. Left side run, nothing doing. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Does Fedema this time. Inside 5 to play in the 3rd. Tech Tigers going to claw their way back into this one, trailing 17-0 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. A score here would change things.
2nd down and 10.
Direct snap. Swara right side. Excuse me, that's Trevick. It just looked like Oswara with the quickness. Trevick in the end zone. 13-yard touchdown for the Tech Tigers, and they cut it to 17-6 with 4:36 to play in the 3rd. Tigers needed that.
You can't say it better than that. That's exactly what they needed. They needed a touchdown. They needed any type of spark, and they got it. And like I said at the beginning of the game, Nate Trevick has to make the right decision when they're doing, and it looked like they were doing a lot of direct snap runs that one. It's just exactly what they needed.
Tech going for 2. Want to say thanks to C&D Granite, home of the unlimited lifetime guarantee. Handoff run, and they're in for the 2-point conversion with Troy Fedema. And just like that, 17-8 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Tech cuts into the lead. They trail now by 9. 4:36 to play in the 3rd. We'll be back with a kickoff next. You're watching and listening to high school football on the KNSI Sports Network.
Youngpool and Carpier's back.
Just to spark your offense with using the defense like they did. And it was all seniors.
Yeah.
It was all seniors gang tackling, and it was all seniors on offense just doing what they were supposed to do. Senior offensive line, everyone just pitching in. It's exactly what you want to see in a game like this when it's just kind of miserable outside.
Yeah.
But these are kind of fun games to play. Like this, we knew this was going to be a tight game, and now it's finally shaping up that way. Only down 9 now.
Kedrick Oswara on the offense made a big play too. Andrew Gottwald on to kick. It is a deep kick to the left side, taking it about the 18. Trying to bounce it around the left side is Hilby. And he reverses back to the far side, out of bounds at about the 30. Looked like he was going to be taken down deeper in the Spuds territory, but he kind of just wound his way into the backfield and found some room on the far sideline, did Zach Hilber. A little bit better of a return than it looked like it was going to be at the outset.
I'm not sure what John Benson, head coach John Benson of the Tech Tigers, said to them at halftime, but it is a different team that I'm seeing out there just on the sideline. Just them hustling back out. It's just, I don't know, I just love his motivational type speeches that he says. It's got to be something like, hey, guys, we're all in this. Let's just go play. Because it looks like they're having fun now. They're still down. Still need 2 scores, and you still got to stop on defense, but they look much happier.
Different energy in the second half for sure. So in the gun is Feeney.
Crowd even getting into it a bit.
Hands off. And now to about the 31-yard line, a gain of 3. Keenan Went again the carry. He's been the workhorse for the Spuds tonight. Bring up 2nd and about 7. Tech Tigers defense showing that energy still. I want to say thanks to North Risk Partners. Face risk head on. They are here to help. Visit northriskpartners.com.
Down and 8 balls at the 31-yard line.
Coming up on 3.5 to play here in the third. 17-8 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Moorhead with the lead and the ball. A 2nd and 7. Hand off to Went. Right side, hit, drags a couple of tacklers forward to the 33. Gain of a couple. Bring up 3rd and 4.
Nothing different this time except for Tech Tigers are tackling. It's kind of the same start as the first half, but second half is just a much more energized Tech Tiger team. Defense seems a little more as like a team. They kind of know exactly what they want to do defensively, and they're doing it.
Oh, big 3rd and 4 here. Tigers trying to, and Isaiah Green leaned across the neutral zone. It gets flagged. That'll give the Spuds a first down. Needed 4 and got 5 on the penalty. And as soon as he did it, he rocked back on his haunches and threw his head skyward. He said, oh no, did I do that?
Those are the ones that will make sure you do not pass go, you do not collect $200, because you're 5 yards away from making a stop once again on defense, and then you just give them a free first down, free set of downs.
Coach Benson will have some words about that, I would assume.
I think he has a look for that.
No words, less is more. Feeney pump fakes, rolls to his left now. The lefty throws it on the run, low to his receiver, Walthall. That is Blake Walthall. It's low and off the turf. No good, incomplete. So it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up. Had him open. It was a tough throw on the run like that. And skipped it to him. May have been able to keep that off the turf if he'd have made a great catch, but that was a really tough one.
It's tough
Get
throwing.
Your hands underneath it when you're rolling to your left like that. He was running as hard as he could to his left and had to go to the turf and try to scoop it off the green.
Big play if you make it.
2nd and 10. Handoff right side. And Went breaks a tackle. Lowers his shoulder across the 45. Out to the 47. A gain of 8. We'll bring up 3rd and 2. Had hands on him in the backfield. Broke through it. And comes up with a big gain. And makes the 3rd down much more manageable here. After the nice run.
3rd down and 2.
Isaiah Green was so close to having his 14th tackle for a loss in that. Just couldn't quite get over. He almost did the horse collar tackle and thought better of it, and then all of a sudden 8 yards later.
Well, 3rd and 2, ball at the 47-yard line of the Spuds. Feeney barking out the play. Wide receiver wide to the near side, the left side. A back on either side and a wing back to the right.
It looks like the crowd's wondering for offensive.
Handoff right side. Went taken down for no gain. It'll be 4th and 2. Big stop on 3rd down for the Tech Tigers, and they should get it back with a punt by the Spuds.
4th down.
Looked like a lot of movement on the offensive line, and I believe that's what some of the crowd, if you could hear it in the crowd mic, was trying to say that they're moving their head. They're moving their head. It wasn't a subtle movement either. It did look like it was going to be a false start called, but the refs just let it go out.
We're inside a minute to go in the third. Spud's gonna, looks like they're gonna go for it here. Unless they're gonna do a quick punt here with Feeney in the gun. Gonna try to draw him offside first. And probably just take a delay of game. Yeah, there's the delay of game. That'll move him back a little bit. Oh, they call the timeout before the delay, excuse me. So 30.8 seconds on the game clock here. Timeouts, remember, brought to you by McKay's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. So just under 31 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And we've got a ball game. 17-8 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Moorhead with the lead. They've still got the ball. 4th and 2. Probably going to punt it away here to the Tech Tigers. It would be the smart move anyway, but...
if you're in the first half, you're going for it. You had all the confidence in the world. You were going to get 2 yards.
Maybe Feeney's Coach Kevin Feeney is a bit of a riverboat gambler. I don't know.
Could
But
be.
I think that you should punt it away. But again, neither one of us are coaches. Probably for a reason.
You have the wind with you, so you should be able to get a decent punt, get some decent hang time, maybe pin them back inside the 20, inside the 10. We haven't seen real good punts out of them, even with the wind. Aside from that one that was about 40 yards, but I'd say about 15 to 20 yards was rolling. Well, this is an interesting time for Tech now. Whether they go, I don't know, do you call a punt block on here? I know that they've gotten close to getting home in the backfield. Looks like they're not even going to have a deep man.
Yeah, seen a lot of this tonight because of the wind, I would imagine. And now Kendrick Osawara is going to back up.
Kendrick Osawara back.
Kind of a fail-safe the way it looks.
Snap, punt, high spiral kick. Out of bounds on the far sideline. We'll see where they end up spotting it. Referee runs up to about the 30-yard line. About a 20-yard punt net.
Just got to
about a 23-yard net punt. Excuse me.
It's got to be
47.
Demoralizing as a punter when you see that the referee on the sideline coming up with his hand up and they just keep walking towards you, You needed a punt here that was somewhere closer to the 20, and you got 10 less yards than what you were looking for.
Well, quickly they hand it off left side. A little room down the far sideline. He's going to get near the first down. Was that Schmidt on the run? Stolz came in. And it's about an 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2 coming up. And they're right up the gut here this time. Stop shy of the first down is Fedema, about a yard shy. 3rd and less than a yard coming up.
We've seen it multiple times tonight. The center, Gustin, not exactly getting clean snaps to Trevick all that often. It's like every 3rd snap seems to be either low or high.
We've got a timeout on the field, a big 3rd down conversion try for the Tech Tigers. After the timeout, want to remind you the timeouts are brought to you by McKay's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. And that was the end of the 3rd quarter, excuse me, but timeout nonetheless of sorts. 12 minutes up on the clock for the 4th. Want to say thanks to North Risk Partners. Face risk head on. They're here to help. Visit northriskpartners.com. That's northriskpartners.com. So they switch sides, and now the Tech Tigers will have the wind at their back, and a little bit more disposal of the, playbook at their disposal here in the second half, maybe.
I want to see some quick hits. I want to see a little bit of that passing game, and then they're going with kind of a little double, like that double option, little zone read type stuff. It's just, you know, when you want to get back into a game, you want quick hitters, things like that. Soon this running game's going to kind of dry up a little bit, you would think. Happened to the Spuds. So hopefully they can keep going, short yardage here, get the first down, then see what you can do.
3rd and less than 1. Trevick got with the sneak. He's going to try to bounce it outside. Now cuts it up, lowers his shoulder wisely, and he picks up about 4 yards on 3rd and less than 1. Moves the sticks. First down, Tech. I'm going to say thanks to Clearwater Travel Plaza.
Ball's on the 45-yard line.
The ball just outside the 45-yard line. Just inside the 45-yard line. Do a reverse. And it is Stoles around the left edge across the midfield stripe, down at about the 45. It's going to be enough for a first down. He got just over 10 yards, and that'll move the sticks. Technically an 11-yard gain is where they spot it. They haven't moved the chains yet, and they're running a play already. Another reverse, this time to Oswara around the right side. Cuts it up, avoids some tackle across the 45, the 30, 35, 40, 35, across the 30. Now we've got a scrum on the far sideline near the 20, and we've got a flag flying in as well.
I think we're going to get a face mask on the Spuds or horse collar.
Gain of about 23 yards on the run. And we'll await the call here.
Swara was fired up at the end of that. His helmet was off and everything. One of the best runs we've seen out of him tonight.
He's electric. He can make you miss and take it the distance. He had the... That was the face mask. Well, the Tech Tigers are in business. Half the distance to the goal. We had Oswara in the 3rd quarter with that reversal run of about 25 yards, and he had a nice big one there and gets the face mask tacked on to the end. And it's going to be 1st and 10, ball at the 11-yard line of the Spuds. And the Tigers threatening again here. Score here, we've got a whole new ball game. Hand off to Fedema right up the gut. Steps past the line of scrimmage and then gets hit and driven back. Picks up a couple tough yards. 2nd and 8 coming up. Ball at the 9-yard line. I want to say thanks to the law office of Bradshaw and Bryant. Quickly back to the line. Trevick, jet sweep, gives it to Oswara. Cuts it up down to about the 6, maybe the 5-yard line. Again, that's Stoltz coming in and running the ball. Catching me off guard, so it'll be 3rd down and about 4. Then get to the first down at the 1. Trevick, jet sweep. This time to Oswara. Reverses field from the right to the left. Jumps over a tackle inside the 5. Lowers his shoulder. Reaches the ball out. What a touchdown run by Kedrick Oswara. Cuts it to a 3-point game. 17-14 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Inside 10 to go.
Absolutely wow. Absolutely wow. That is just pure effort out of Kedrick Oswara. He never goes down, and he just keeps fighting, then reaches over the goal line. Man, what a run. What a game we got all of a sudden.
We're inside 10 minutes to play, and the 2-point conversion can make it a 1-point game. Direct snap, to Fedema. Sidesteps 2 tacklers and a 3rd at the goal line and walks into the end zone. 17-16. Tech Tigers have scored 16 unanswered here in the second half and trail by just 1 with 9:48 to go here in the ball game. We'll be back with a kickoff next. You're watching and listening to high school football on the KNSI Sports Network. All right, 9:48 left in the ball game. 17-16 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. The Tech Tigers have scored 16 unanswered points here in half number 2 to cut it to 1. And it's been a tale of two halves. Spuds looked like they had all the momentum in the first half, and the Tigers have looked like they've had it here in the second half.
Eerily similar to that 5 overtime game you guys called up in Moorhead last season between these two teams.
Andrew Gottwald with the kick. A high end-over-end kick taken inside the 10. The return man Carfier drops it, picks it up, and avoids a tackle. Finally taken down at the 14. It looked like he may score it out of there. Nice coverage after a good kick by Andrew Gottwald for the Tech Tigers. Hunter Stoltz, who else? Getting the tackle, but Hunter Stoltz, yelling his name all year, making plays for that defense. He's been making some offensive plays tonight as well.
Having a little issues with the clock again, the way it sounds.
So 1st and 10 for the Spuds. Ball just inside the 15-yard line.
Do have to say, I know we're complaining about the clock and stuff like this. A lot of these people are not paid. There are people out there, you know, chain gang, all those guys. They're battling the weather, so thanks for that. But we still want to get the right times.
Well done, well done. Hand off to Wendt. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, and he powers for a 5-yard gain. Just kept his legs a-churning. 2nd and 5 coming up. He's a powerful runner. I want to say thanks to Shields. Approaching 9 to play here. The Tigers have had the momentum here in the second half. The defense has played well and got their offense back into it as well. Kedrick Oswara has really gotten things going. And Nate Trevick with a touchdown run as well. Feeney in the gun. 3 wide. Hands it off to Wendt, left side. He's got a little bit of room, bounces it around the edge across the 25, where he needed to get to for the first down. He got just past it. Needed 5, got 5.5. First down, Spuds.
1st and 10, Moorhead.
If you're the Spuds, what got you here? What got you this 1-point lead? Think back to the first quarter. What time-consuming drives? Right now, this could just be all you need is a touchdown. You even have to convert right now, and it's still a touchdown, a full touchdown, and a conversion away. So it's a big drive for the Spuds, big drive for the Tech Tigers defense as well.
Feeney in the shotgun. There's the snap, passes it out quickly. He has Walthall across the 30, taken down at about the 32. It'll be 2nd and about 3.
Hunter Stoltz on the tackle.
Blake Walthall with the catch.
33-yard line.
Inside 8 minutes to play now here in the ball game. Want to say thanks to M&H Appliance. Fine sponsor of high school football here on the KNSI Sports Network. Tech Tigers trying to come up with a stop here. Get the ball back, trailing by just 1.
If you can keep them to no gain on 2nd down here, make them 3rd and 3, 3rd and a long 3. Be a big down right here.
Hand off right side to Wendt. He breaks away from a tackle. He's got the first down out across the 40 to the 44-yard line. A gain of 11 there on 2nd and 3. And he moves the sticks. And the Tigers do not want obviously the Spuds to have a long drawn-out drive here. They could technically run the clock out if they wanted to, if they had just a long sustained drive. Plenty of field left and just over 7 minutes to play here.
Still like the effort out of the Tech Tiger defense right now after that long first half. It's just the second half, much better team. Just now they have to execute.
Inside 7 to play. Feeney in the gun. Gonna fake the handoff. Goes to Walthall. Blake Walthall with the catch and hit hard. Stood up at midfield. And we've got a flag on the end of the play. Hunter Stoltz, who else? Made the play from the defensive backfield. We'll see if he gave him a little extra at the end of the play there. Not sure what happened. They are going to call a personal foul against Hunter Stoltz. So Well, add 15 yards on to the end of the play. It's midfield. They drove him all the way back inside the 40 after hitting him at midfield. So it'll take him down to about the 35-yard line. And a break for the Spuds.
After the penalty ball can be spotted.
Be first and 10 from there. With 6:40 to play. I didn't see what happened.
I was looking at the Bitstream production replay a little bit, and it didn't seem blatant to me. It seemed like he just threw the whistle, and the whistle blew, and he just kind of finished the tackle, and apparently they called it excessive. I don't agree with the call. Just a bad time for that to happen too against Tech.
Trey Feeney takes a few steps toward the far sideline and asks the coaching staff, what? All right, I got it. Here's the snap. First and 10 goes, out to the left and nobody home. Brady Walthall was the receiver on that side. It was nowhere near him. Chris Schmidt on the coverage, it was nowhere near him either. So incomplete, it stops the clock. 2nd and 10 coming up. I want to say thanks to All-Star Trophy and Awards.
Going to be a little bit tougher picking for All-Star Trophy Player of the Game tonight. Somebody's got to step up big here to make it a little easier for us.
It'd be nice. We don't like things to be hard. Path of least resistance. Hence the radio career.
Yeah, that is exactly it.
There's the snap. Rolling out to his right is Feeney. Lets it go. Has his man Walthall inside the 30 who breaks out of a tackle, but he stepped out of bounds to do so. There to take him out of bounds for the Tech Tigers was number 10, Devin Phillips. We're going to put it at about the 28-yard line. A gain of about 6.
On first down, it's 2nd down and
2nd and 4 coming up. We approach 6 minutes to play. 6:06 showing on the clock. 17-16 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Moorhead with the lead and the ball. They were up 17-0 at half. 16 unanswered here in the second half by the Tech Tigers. Looking to get a stop and get the ball back here. 3rd and 4. Ball on the 29. Trey Feeney calling out the play. A couple of backs with him in the backfield. He hands it off right side to Went. Went hit, falls forward. It's going to be a yard, maybe 2 yards shy of the first down. As he got a couple, he needs a couple more. 4th and 2 upcoming. They're in 4-down territory.
The 37-yard line, 4th down and 2.
Ball the 27-yard line. A couple yards to pick up for the Spuds as Feeney's back in the gun. Hands it off right side again, and taken down for a loss. Who's there? Isaiah Green stops the drive for the Spuds, and the Tech Tigers get the ball back, trailing by just 1 with under 6 minutes to play.
Exact
what a
same
play by the defense.
Exact same play, exact same formation. Isaiah Green sniffed it out immediately and just pure muscles his way through the line. Big stop on 4th down for the Tech Tigers.
He's a monster. He's excited about that one, as he should be. He's on the sideline getting congratulations from his teammates. So now the Tech Tigers offense back out there.
Northern Iowa's getting a good one, man.
There's the snap. Handoff. No, fakes the handoff to Oswara. Gives it on the jet sweep to the other side. The ball came out. And I didn't see who had the carry either. And who got the ball? We're awaiting the official call here. Spuds got it. Didn't see who fumbled it on the jet sweep. Was it Fedema? He got up from the bottom of the pile. But the ball is fumbled and it goes back over to the Spuds. What a deflating play rather for the Tech Tigers as they had the ball back, momentum in their favor, trailing by just 1 down the stretch here in the 4th quarter, and they give the ball right back to Moorhead.
34-yard line.
That's exactly it. Demoralizing. Man, your defense makes a huge stop, and you come out the very first play. Man, it just stinks that it's Fedema too, because he's been giving this team everything all night and all year, and just to have that happen. I know now he'll be out on defense. He'll probably make a play this way. So that's the beauty of playing two-way football.
Retribution. 1st and 10. Ball on the 35 of Tech Tigers for the Moorhead Spuds. Feeney in the gun, hands it off. Right side to Went. Hit, drives forward for a tough yard and a half, maybe 2. 2nd and 8 coming up. Nice job by the Tech front line again.
Looks like Tech is barreling everybody at the line now. Finally, what we were kind of imploring them to do in the first quarter, finally going a little more of that 46 look, like that 46 Bear style defense. You know, a little tough to have that when you have 4 corners out there, but for the most part,
just bring them closer to the line, make it look like it.
It's like 6 linebackers, I suppose.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess when all high school kids are the same height and weight, I mean, who's to say they're not safeties?
Right.
Or
kind of hard to tell the difference.
Yeah. I'll call it a 46 Bear defense.
Coming up on 4.5 to play. Hand off right side to Went. Cuts it up behind his blockers across the 30 and to about the 27-yard line. He'll be 2 yards shy of the first down. 3rd and 2 coming up. He runs hard. He reads his blocks well.
27-yard line.
It's hard to bring down once you hit him as well. He just keeps his legs going. He's a good running back.
Coming into this, relatively unknown, especially to us. I don't know if some of the listeners on the Bitstream Productions, our KNSI live stream of the week, know much about him, but this is the first time I've basically heard his name. He was never even on our list from the coach, and he's just battling through. He's got about 160 yards on the night and 2 touchdowns.
Classic rope-a-dope.
Yeah. Didn't want us giving away anything to Tech, I guess.
Classic misdirection. 3rd and 2. Ball on the 27. Hand off right side again. And take it down for a gain of a yard. Short of the first down. Isaiah Green again. 4th and a yard. Coming up here, big 4th down here. As we're going to be inside 3.5 by the time the snap is off. And maybe down close to 3 minutes when the snap is off. 4th down and 1. Big play here for both teams.
They do have a good field goal kicker. We saw him make one from about this range, but it was going the other way with the wind earlier tonight. Made about a 35-yard field goal earlier tonight, and this would be one of those, well, do you kick the field goal? But against the wind, you can't. You get this, you can essentially run it down to the 2-minute warning before you'd even give the ball back on downs if you went that route. Of course, you're thinking touchdown, easy, but just when you start thinking about this.
As much time as they could run off and call a timeout. We've got 2:54 now on the clock. Timeouts always brought to you by McKay's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. So 2:54 on the game clock. Tech trailing by 1. Spuds with the ball with a 4th and 1 coming up here. Ball on the 26-yard line of the Tech Tigers. Biggest play of the game here. Game on the line.
When you're thinking of 2 teams as close in the standings as they are right now, and then both teams looking for decent seeds heading into, each of them have a game 6 days from today. Yeah. 5 days from today. 5 days from today.
Wednesday night.
Yeah, Wednesday night.
We'll carry the Brainerd game here from Tech on Wednesday night.
You just think of, in microcosm type speak, plays that just can drive a season. This is a big play right now.
And it's 2 teams heading in different directions right now. Tech has lost 2 in a row, and Spuds have won 3 in a row. And we've got a tight one here. And which direction do you want your season to go? Start in from here on out is pretty much the way you've got to look at it. And obviously Tech wants to come up with a big stop here.
Then they have a winnable game at home again 6 days from now against Brainerd. So, I mean, getting a win here is pretty essential to what they want to do in the postseason.
Well, they're going to run it right up the gut. And Tech came out of there with it. Nate Trevick has the ball. There was a fumble. He scooped it, and he's going to score it.
With a fumble recovery.
A 74-yard fumble recovery return for a touchdown for the Tech Tigers. And just like that, they're up by 5. 22-17 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Who saw that coming?
Absolutely no way that just happened. In a game that has just been everyone just holding onto that ball.
233,000 kids that spent hours practicing in the backyard every weekend, attending camps in the summer.
Nobody saw that coming. And I guess we're going to break. We'll stick it right here for the Bitstream production, but
I think we had some technical difficulties on the radio side. But he can bring it back to us now. Sorry about the technical difficulties on the radio side. We've just had a fumble recovery scoop and score by Nate Trevick from 74 yards and gives the Tech Tigers the lead just like that, 22-17 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. You're watching at KNSIRadio.com on the streaming game of the week. You saw it and heard it. And on the two-point conversion, Trevick, gives it to Fedema. Fedema runs up the middle, bounces off the tacklers, bounces back into the offensive backfield, and then threw it into the end zone to Sam Oster. That's Chris Schmidt.
For the two-point conversion.
He got it to him, but they're going to get a flag. Is it going to be illegal man downfield because it was supposed to be a run?
I think it's going to be ineligible downfield or downfield blocking is what it's going to be the easy call there.
Yeah, you expect that to happen on a running play that turns into a passing play, and it is going to be a penalty. Well, they get to retry it. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. Yeah, I was wondering about that, but I didn't see a flag until late. So, but they did get, I think it was the right call. So yeah, it's still 22-17.
Once you see those guys with the 70s, the 60s and 70s down in the end zone, you know somebody's out of not where they're supposed to be.
Trevick went right up, Fedema went right up the gut, ran into a wall, bounced it back, tried to bounce it outside, got hit again, avoided the tackle, then threw it into the end zone. The snap goes off the turf. Trevick throws it into the end zone, has it to Isaiah Green, who's going to catch it. And the defender wants offensive interference as they were bumping near the end line. And he doesn't get the call, so Isaiah Green comes up with a 2-point conversion reception.
We're getting a roughing the passer call.
And they call defensive pass interference. And it'll be enforced on the kickoff, I believe is what the call was. I don't see a flag anywhere. But they did call a penalty against the defense. So it's 24-17, the Tech Tigers lead. And they're about to kick it back to the Moorhead Spuds. We'll have that for you when we come back. You're watching and listening to high school football on the KNSI Sports Network. .242 on the clock. The Tech Tigers have scored 24 unanswered points here in the second half. They went into at the break down 17-0 and now lead 24-17 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. What a game of two completely different halves, Justin Ekstrom.
Well, you know, I said it right before the scoop and score that it's a microcosm of the whole entire season is one play, 1 yard, and what a misfortunate second or two for the Moorhead Spuds. Like you have the first down. You're fighting for the extra yards, then the ball comes out, but then Nate Trevick, there it is, your senior captain, scoop and score. Just unbelievable, and now they get really good kicking. They can just kick this out of the back of the end zone with the wind.
What a great play. Yeah, the ball is on the 45 of Moorhead. Andrew Gottwald to kick it off. Kicks it into the end zone off the face mask of the return man, Carfier. And he's going to try to avoid some tackles. Gets out to around the 10-yard line. So good coverage after a good kick by Andrew Gottwald. He didn't kick it into the end zone. He kicked it to about the goal line. Carfier could have let it go, and it would have gone into the end zone, but it goes off of his face mask. And he runs it back out to about the 10. So the Spuds will have 90 yards to go to try to score and tie this game up with an extra point.
You ready for back-to-back years with 5 overtime?
No.
Setting up for it, Barry Hine?
Not necessarily. I want to say thanks to Kelman Reuter. That was at Moorhead last year. We were there for about 6 hours calling a football game.
Then drive 17 hours back.
Yeah, I had to drive the 3.5 hours back. A long night. Quick pass to Walthall, and he's hit hard and driven to the turf. I'm going to say he caught it at the 15, a gain of 5. Fedema with the hit, came up and just drilled him after the catch. 2nd and 5 coming up. I want to say thanks to C&D Granite. What a nice hit by Fedema right after that catch. It was Blake Walthall, number 9, by the way.
I'm not so certain that was even a catch because Fedema was there so fast. They're calling it a catch, but I think it was either a bobble or maybe even a possible fumble if you're looking on the replay.
Feeney out to his left, throws it, has Walthall again at the 24. Gain of about 10.
Pass is complete to Walthall.
This is exactly what the Spuds didn't want. Now they're going against the snow and against the wind, down 7.
Got to throw the ball in this situation at least a little bit as we're in inside 2 minutes to go. On a cold night in St. Cloud, new Tiger Stadium. The snap, Feeney back to pass. The lefty looked down the far sideline, is hit. The ball comes out. Did the Tigers come up with it? They did. The Tech Tigers have the fumble recovery, a second one on successive possessions. And this time coming up with it is number 79, Aaron Voigt. He fell on it after quarterback Feeney was hit and the ball popped out. Tigers have the ball and they can run out the clock with just over 1:30 to go in the ball game. Want to say thanks to McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Also want to say thanks to Minnesota Truck Headquarters. What a play by the Tech defense.
We've been screaming for 4 full quarters out of the Tech Tiger defense. They gave us about 3.5.
Kneel down by Trevick. Want to say thanks to Schultz Soft Water. And Moorhead calls a timeout with 1:22 to go here. It'll be second and about a 15 after the snap in the gun. And Trevick kneeled down. They're going to put 6 seconds back on the clock. And 1:27 it will be. I want to say thanks to Murphy's Granite. Also would like to say thank you to Premier Real Estate Services. I want to say thank you to North Risk Partners, one of our fine sponsors for Friday Night Lights here on the KNSI Sports Network. And as always, timeouts are brought to you by McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. The Tigers probably just going to try to keep kneeling on it here.
Moorhead's just got the 1 timeout left.
So 2nd and 15 on the way. Ball back on the 25-yard line of Moorhead for the Tech Tigers. Trevick will stay in the gun, wait for the snap, and kneel down. And now he's going to back way up, run some clock, run as much as he can. Wait for the defenders to get near him. He kneels down at the 41, and then he's hit. It's going to be a penalty. And they're on the hit for the Moorhead Spuds is number 40. That is Hayden Netlin. And he doesn't like the call, but you can't hit a guy once he's knelt down. Well, that's going to pretty much salt it away, even though it was already pretty much salted away. Well, 15-yard penalty and a first down for the Tech Tigers. You could see he was going to kneel down as soon as he had a chance, and he goes to kneel down, and then Netlin still hit him. It's not a smart play there.
Smart out of Trevick. We saw this is one of his better all-around games we've seen the senior play this year. I mean, the scoop and score, and we said it at the beginning. Like, you wanted to see a full game out of him. You wanted to see him protect the ball, go with where they had to. They kind of put the ball in his hands. First half was a little rough. Second half, I mean, he just sat there fighting. And then, you know, what the heck on defense? The big play out of Nate Trevick. Come on, who predicts that?
And I was going with NFL rules, calling it an automatic first down. They're going to move the ball up to the 26-yard line, 3rd and 15.
Yeah, I sometimes forget that too. I watch NFL all the time, and then I'll come and call
almost a muscle reaction at this point.
Yeah.
Yep. Now we've got a timeout on the field, St. Cloud Tech. Timeout's brought to you by McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. We'll take the timeout with them, and we'll be back with the conclusion of this one. 40.6 to go. Tech leads by 7. 3rd and 15 coming up. You're watching and listening to high school football on the KNSI Sports Network. 3rd and 15 coming up here. There's a snap to Trevick. He's going to run back again and down it at the 40, and he gets hit late again. And they're not going to throw a flag this time. That time it was number 19, for the Spuds, Thomas Myers. Well, that's going to do it. They're going to let the clock run. And the Tech Tigers do it with 24 unanswered points here in the second half. 24-17 the final. Tech improves to 4-3. Moorhead falls to 4-3 on the season. Takes us to our post-game show, brought to you by the law office of Bradshaw and Bryant, seeking justice for the injured. We will pick a player of the game, an All-Star Trophy and Award player of the game. All-Star Trophy and Award, make everyone feel like a champion. All-Star Trophy and Awards. Take a break and start the Bradshaw and Bryant Law Office post-game show next. You're watching and listening to high school football on the KNSI Sports Network.
Man, I don't have much. That's the thing. Like, it was went.
KNSI Sports Network, the Bradshaw and Bryant Law Office post-game show. The final is 24-17 as the Tech Tigers score 24 unanswered in the second half to win 24-17 at home against the Moorhead Spuds. Give up 17 points in the first half and win 24-17. You can't ask for a much better second half, and your team to turn it on and come back for a win at Justin Ekstrom.
That's exactly it, and you're not going to find a tougher mudding type of performance out of the Tech Tigers. We've been screaming all year long just wanting to see like this fire, see this passion out of these guys, and they brought it that second half. It was a completely different team. If that team plays 4 full quarters against a team like Brainerd, against a team like Bemidji, it's a lot closer. Like even Alexandria last week, if we saw 4 full quarters of that second half Tech Tiger defense, we got ourselves a ball game.
Yeah, it's a good time to do it late in the season like that, to put a second half like that together, build some momentum. You've got one more regular season game in the middle of next week, and you get ready for the playoffs. But to have a second half like that this part of the season and have your team feeling confident this time of the season is really, really a good thing for the Tech Tigers.
A confident defense going against teams that are in their section that have that running offense, that have that triple option type offense like Elk River, like Rogers. Like these, Tech is not sitting well right now. They're going to be a 5 seed possibly, maybe even a 4. They win next week. You want that 4 seed. You want that home game. You want that first home game. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the championship's here. You'd have to win somewhere in between there, and then the championship's at St. Cloud Tech Tiger. And something we haven't said, they're undefeated at this new Tiger Stadium. They can finish the season out next weekend, or in 6 days. They can finish out the season undefeated in the regular season at their new stadium. And
they've had a couple of tough ones here. That Apollo game was really close the whole way, and this one they were down 17-0 and had to come back and score 24 unanswered.
In a game that you can't see the pass the ball, Nate Trevick had 40 yards passing. Like in a game that you're down basically 3 scores the entire way, like where are you going to get it from? Oh yeah, you got it from Trevick anyway. 74-yard touchdown. It's just Isaiah Green. I've been saying this week in and week out. I want to see an Isaiah Green game. I think we saw it.
Yeah.
5 tackles for a loss.
Couple of big stops on 3rd and 4th downs. Yeah.
Big stops. He's got 15 tackles for a loss on the season now. I mean, Northern Iowa's getting a kid that is just outstanding, and like all he has to do is put on a little more weight. I think he could do some damage in college. Like we see him take over games. I wanted to see him last week take over a game. This one, he kind of took over that second half, and he's that emotional leader on defense that the Tech Tigers need. John Benson loves guys that have that fire, like Fedema and Aswara. And like we saw in the 2-point conversion out of Fedema, and we saw out of the touchdown of Aswara, they just do not go down.
Got some of the Tech Tigers players going out near midfield and doing the snow angel motion. I don't think they're going to have any success making any, but it looks like they're trying.
It is starting to accumulate now. That's why we got to basically wrap this up so we can get home. Okay, so I'll finish up. So the tail of the first half went from Moorhead Spuds. He had 130 yards and 2 touchdowns on the first half. He ended with 172 yards total. It was basically their offense. The birthday boys, Brady and Blake Walthall, they ended with a combined 65 yards receiving on 7 catches combined. Not terrible birthday, but, that second half, they needed just 1 or 2 more, and that game's over. Nate Trevick, nothing special, 6-14 for 40 yards passing. Fedema.
Gritty.
Yeah, Fedema, speaking of gritty, Fedema combined 36 yards total. He had 2 2-point conversions. Just the kid doesn't go down. Then Kendrick Oswara had 74 yards. That 14-yard touchdown, you're not going to see a better run than that. In high school sports, you are not going to see a better run out of a young kid than what we saw out of Kendrick Oswara. And that's what I got. And then if I had to pick an All-Star Trophy player.
And you do have to pick one.
It's a tie, Trevick and Green.
All right, Cole, All-Star Trophy and Awards Player of the Games.
Green on defense, Trevick on defense too. Scoop and score.
74-yard scoop and score, absolutely.
And he's the captain, leader of that offense, did what he needed to do and got the win.
All right, 24-17 the final on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. That's going to do it for our Bradshaw and Bryant Law Office postgame show. Again, the All-Star Trophy and Awards Player of the Games in both Isaiah Green and Nate Trevick for the Tech Tigers. For Justin Ekstrom, I'm Barry Hine. We appreciate you joining us. Want to say thanks again to the Bitstream Productions crew. Thanks to Donna Lummel, one of our camera people tonight, along with Troy Zenzen out there braving the cold, and Brian Lummel, the king, the Bitstream Productions king, I just made that up, and he seems to appreciate it. So he's smiling. And,
He's a king to me.
Maybe that's what we'll go with from here on out, the Bitstream Productions king, Brian Lummel. We appreciate him and his crew covering these games, bringing you the streaming game of the week at KNSIRadio.com every week. We'll do it again Wednesday night as Tech Tigers will play here against the Brainerd Warriors. So we'll have that for you on Wednesday night with the pregame starting at 6:50. So the Tech Tigers improved to 4-3 on the season, and they'll look to improve to 5-3 next week, and we'll have that for you right here on the KNSI Sports Network. For everybody involved in the broadcast tonight, I'm Barry Hine. We appreciate you joining us. Have a good night.